Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I'm going to be doing week 3 of the Past Life Club reading, the Past Life reading. And this week we are going to be focusing on the faith, the love, and the trauma. And let me just grab this really quick for you. So, just to recap really quick. I did the archetypes, I did the self, I did the place, the tool, and the initiation. So I have all those. I did the identity, and after I did, and here's all the cards, but I do want to mention that I was really confused because I got the crone energy and I got like witch in a couple other, and magic system in a couple other spots. So when I asked whether or not, by using the tarot, whether or not I was a male or what I was, it came up male. So it was confusing to me. So what I ended up doing was using my Ask the Universe Oracle, and about my sexual identity or gender. I asked if I was a male, it said in another dimension. I asked if I was a female, it said it's complicated. I asked if I was a hermaphrodite, it said no. I asked if I was transgender, it said no. I asked if I was male in one dimension and female in this dimension, it said absolutely and yes. So I asked if I traveled between different dimensions, and it said it is assured. So that added a whole lot more context, because if we look at, again, the self was the witch, the old woman, the sage, the one that's seen a whole lot, right? Magic, clairvoyant, psychic, intuitive wise, when dark, vindictive, bitter, isolated, ostracized. Go deeper, and it's like Hecate and Jumavat and Baba Yaga, oh, that's supposed to be Yaga, and Lilith. So then the place was the liminal, the in-between, the transmutation. So the place was like in between. And if you remember, I was plus a mask for the tool, the thing that I came into this life with. And it was kind of like wearing a mask. I'm telling you, you cannot make this stuff up. And so when I got to the identity and I started asking like certain questions about, and you know what, most of that was okay. I didn't understand like the psychocartography and the coaching. I think that had to do with the location, because when I got to, not the time frame, but when I got to the location, originally in my Uncovering the Past Lives Oracle, I got Underground Civilization. And then on a separate card, it said A Secret Society. On another Oracle, it said Magnetic North Pole, which in this Oracle, which was the Majestic Earth, or I can't remember what it was, but anyways, the magnetic North Pole did not necessarily mean the South Pole or the North Pole. It meant wherever the actual magnetic was. So it's changing, and it's changing quicker now than it ever has, right? Which means it has to do with possible like pole shifting and stuff like that. But the magnetic North Pole. So when it said that I was in between, so I was, that's why I couldn't figure out my genders, because I was going in between different dimensions and taking on like a time traveler and using that location in order to time travel or shift between dimensions. I'm telling you, it just gets weirder and weirder. So now we are on to faith, and it was magic based. And it said that I was an easy target of some sort of bully. So we're going to go a little bit further into these questions, which I have to put this back on the charger because I ran it down. I've been editing videos. So these are the questions that I'm going to be asking today. How important was my faith to me? How did it make me feel? How did I act because of my faith? And what did I use my faith for? So let me put this back over here on the charger. I just want to show you, this is the book that I got with my Uncover, the Past Lives Oracle. Granted, I got mine several years ago, right after the Kickstarter. I believe I got it off of her website. So I've got a bigger book. So I believe it's the same one for the people that backed the Kickstarter years ago. This is what they got. So, and there's just a massive amount of information in it. Now it's the smaller books. I'm not sure whether or not it's got the same amount because it is thicker, I believe, than that. So, and then I did pick this up from Amazon, and it is Past Life Layouts and Interpretations from the book Samsara Tarot. So I thought that this was good. I want to explore into, and another resource that I have done several readings out of, and it's been a few years, but it's the Past Lives workbook. And this was something that I got in a kit with the Art History for Past Lives Tarot, or Art History Tarot for Past Lives, which I have. But this is something that you can get right on Amazon, and it just comes with 21 different days worth of spreads for one life. Not 21 different spreads to explore past lives, but one to go into great depth for one. So just so you know, I mean, you can use them however you want, but that's what I got out of it. So it is a fantastic resource, okay? So I just wanted to put that out there. So for the faith, I think I'm going to use something I just got, which is the Tarot of Paul's Moon, and quite possibly either the Old Ways Magic Oracle. Yeah, I think that, but we'll see where that comes in, on what question. Probably what did I use my faith for? Or maybe the other one I was thinking of is using this one. Just because of me going in between worlds and or dimensions and or time travel. And I have time traveled in my dreams. I mean, literally on missions of time travel in my dreams. So, anywho, and I've seen things in my dreams that were from the past that I never knew about until I explored what I dreamt about and then did some searching to see whether or not anything like this happened in the area that my dream was. And oh yes, it did, like unsolved mysteries kind of things. So, anywho, I do believe that just from things that I've watched, it does state that many of the recalls that we get on past lives comes in our dreams. Which makes sense also because if we truly believe that past lives are not linear, that they are all happening simultaneously, then when we go into another state, brainwave, in our dreams, we're actually entering the astral realm or entering those other lives and or dimensions, and that's probably what they are, is different dimensions, different frequencies, all happening simultaneously with different expressions of our souls, but all with the same higher soul. Anyways, so the first question is, how important was my faith to me? This one seems very religious faith looking deck, so, and it's new, so I wanted to use it. And it's another one of those that's big deck. So On with the questions. How important was my faith to me? How important? Oh. Okay, I'm going to just take the top one. And I think I'll do also from the Mystical Shaman. Should I do that or should I do the Old Magic? Old Ways Magic. Oh, decisions. I think we'll do the Shaman's Oracle. How important was my faith to me? How important was my faith to me? How important was my faith to me? Okay. How important was my faith to me? This is speaking to me. We'll see. Wow. So, Seven of Wands. Standing up for what I believed in, right? And middle world. Does that also kind of mean like inner earth, right? Or underground? Very interesting. Let's look and see what that says really quick. Where is the... That's really interesting. 36. The middle world is the realm of day-to-day reality. And where's my glasses? And the playground of the living. It is the present moment where everything is happening. Yet the middle world is created by the future, not only the past, and it is the mirror of the invisible realms. When things are right in the middle world, heaven and earth support everything. When they are not right, heaven and earth must be brought into order as well. The medicine. Do not try to connect to the earth what needs to be corrected in the heavens. The resources to support the change or endeavors that you are considering are not readily available to you yet. So it's important to ask for help from the invisible realms, from helpers in the upper world. For now, wait. The invitation. The middle world shows up when conditions are favorable in your undertaking. Do not hesitate. Move forward as heaven and earth are smiling upon you. The time is right, so be expedient, but mindful of not being reckless. The world is your playground, and what would require great effort at any other time can be accomplished with ease right now. That's really strange that it's saying middle world again. Okay, so let's go on to the next question. Try to get some of this stuff out of the way. How did it make me feel? This one definitely feels like fighting for what I believed in. So my faith was extremely important to me. And maybe what I did, like it said, was the essence in the middle. As long as that's balanced, then everything is okay. So at least in my mind, perhaps that's what I was fighting for. So how did my faith make me feel? How did my faith make me feel? How did my faith make me feel? Okay, we're going to go with this one. Oh, Queen of Wands. And we'll do the Shaman's Oracle again. How did my faith make me feel? How did my faith make me feel? Oh. The sacrifice. So maybe I felt like I had to sacrifice without like reading. Let's see what it says. Damn it. But I'm thinking if I had to go in between like I did, that what other people considered like life, I had to sacrifice whatever it was that I was doing or a way of life in order to do what I was supposed to be doing for my faith, kind of thing. To sacrifice means to make sacred. The sacrifice is an offering of gratitude made from the heart, a feast of love separated for spirit. In olden days, sacrifices sometimes involved rituals in which blood was offered to the gods. For example, in the Bible, Yahweh preferred Abel's sacrifice of one of his lambs to Cain's offering of vegetables and fruits. In Middle America, however, Quetzalcoatl, the Lord of the Dawn, came to teach that spirit preferred our songs and our prayers to the blood of humans or animals. So the sacrifice asks that you offer a spirit that which is most precious to you. Your offerings. Okay, I don't think I need to go into all that. I'm just like the essence of these. So it felt sacred. I felt like what I was doing was sacred in what I sacrificed for my faith. That's how it made me feel, as well as powerful and creative and emotional and passionate, right? So I was both. And I was male and female, depending on where I was traveling, which is also wild. So how did I act because of my faith? How did I act because of my faith? How did I act because of my faith? Jeez, this is just a big deck. How did I act because of my faith? Okay. Ooh. What the hell? Wow. Oh my God. Okay. I've got goosebumps here because when I was telling a couple of my friends privately about what I had discovered about my identity and the going back and forth between dimensions and stuff, one of them, Tony, Antoinette, she had asked me if I was she named it something, but it was like somebody that took souls back and forth. That makes me think that, doesn't it? Somebody that was almost like the Grim Reaper kind of thing. Whew, I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps. How did I act because of my faith? How did I act because of my faith? Okay, we'll take this one because it's standing out. We'll take the one on the top. The moon. Wonder if that means anything about using the moons. Oh, how did I act? Maybe mysterious? Let's see. Secretive. Every 28 days, the moon manifests a steady progression from darkness to light and then back again. This phenomenon in our skies has a powerful impact on our human psyches. It offers us the certainty that after periods of emptiness and darkness, there is light waiting. Okay, I don't need to read anymore. Well, it just says that the moon also has a strong influence on the ebb and flow of waters on the earth. The same power in turn affects human feelings and emotions and mirrors their rising from or hiding back into the unconscious. So to me, that makes me feel like, how did I act because of my faith? Almost going from extreme to extreme. Think about it. Or, you know, going between masculine and feminine energies, and the difference of being maybe receptive, or maybe being a nurturer, to being somebody that's aggressive. And, you know, I don't know if going from life to life, or, you know, dimension to dimension in different forms because of the hormones, made me go back and forth. It affected me like that. It affected my emotions like that. So sometimes I acted maybe on the lighter side, and other times maybe more Solomon on the darker side. So what did I use my faith for? 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 Okay, well, I'm going to take the top one because that's what I do. Sun. So bringing light to certain things. Does the sun have anything to do with our time also? Because of its gravitational pull on our, I don't know, that's kind of interesting. So let's look at this one. What did I use my faith for? What did I use my faith for? Okay, I'll take the top one. Oh my God. The ghost dance. Keep in mind when we get to the later ones also, I even had like a lesson of like post-life or pre-life things that came up also, which was astral, and the astral projection card. So the ghost dance, 22. So what did I use my faith for? The ghost dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. Oh my goodness. Wow. So maybe it was kind of like what Tony said, and I like moved souls back and forth or something. I don't know, man. So I'm gonna have to put all these into my planner, my journal, and then I'll proceed on to the next. Okay, so for the next set I'm gonna be doing is the love questions. So they are, how did I experience love in my childhood? How did I experience love in my adulthood? How did I express love to others? And what was my love life like? So for what was my love life like, I am referring to like my, you know, my partnership. Now, I do know that it said that I was promiscuous, and I got the perpetrator card, or I got perpetrator under injustice card. So I don't like that, but for love life, I'm going to pull from my Shades of Love Oracle, which focuses on, where's the cards? Where is it? This is actually two, it's the main one and the expansion, both of them together. And these decks focus on unconditional love, romantic love, sex and desire, obsessive love, self-love, soul contracts, delusion, hurtful, and unbalanced. So I'm going to be focusing on this particular deck when I do the actual love life. So I just wanted to add that in there. However, I am still going to use the Tarot of Paul's Moon and the Shamanic. All right, so the Mystical Shaman's Oracle. So how did I experience love in my childhood. All right. I'm just sound clearing them. How did I experience love in my childhood? How did I experience love in my childhood? You know, let me get, hang on. Let me give just at least one shuffle. Like good shuffle from the last. Okay. How did I experience love in my childhood? Wow, they're like just jumping out. All right. Oh, 4 of Cups. That makes me feel like perhaps I had to fend for myself. That my parents were too busy doing other things than to spend a whole lot of time nurturing me. So love was maybe an afterthought kind of thing. How did I experience love in my childhood in that way? I experienced my childhood in that way. I experienced the drum. I wonder what that means. Let me show you. I got the drum. Where is it? Where is the book? Okay. 15. The essence. The rhythm of the drum tunes you to the beating heart of the universe. Its wood frame links you to the trees and helps you journey to the lower world via the roots and the upper world through its branches. The drum's skin gives the shaman the powers of the animal kingdom. Striking the drums calls forth the power of the thunder and the rumbling of the earthquake. The drum invites a trance state where healing and prophecy happen. So for me, that makes me feel like perhaps the love that I did experience had to do with perhaps my calling and nature and animals. That's what I'm thinking. The whole, maybe from the time that I was born, I knew what my role was to be. And maybe that's why there wasn't a whole lot of maybe parental, you know. Almost looks like daydreaming, right? My love was in my ability to daydream and fantasize and explore other realms, perhaps. Who knows? All right. So the next question is, how did I experience love in my adulthood? How did I experience love in my adulthood? All right, we're going to take the top one. That, to me, feels like love in, like in my roots. Love in seeing my mission. I was really very driven. Maybe that's where, or planting a lot of seeds, if you know what I mean, because it said I was also promiscuous. Okay. How did I, let me ask the question. How did I experience love in my adulthood? How did I experience, that's what I think that means, is being promiscuous. Because, I mean, look at even all the faces there. So that's how I in the many faces and in the many beds is how I experienced love. Maybe because I didn't feel it here. Maybe I had abandonment issues, or maybe just because I was exploring, you know. All right, so let me focus on this. How did I experience love in my adulthood? How did I experience love in my adulthood? How did I experience love in my adulthood? Okay, this one changed on me. Wow, and that's the one that wanted to come up a few times. Flip out. 30. So the essence. The formidable electrical discharge of a lightning bolt brightens the sky and strikes the earth, accompanied by a mighty sound of thunder. This phenomenon has a positive aspect. The light illuminates the earth and the psyche, but there is a destructive side as well. The bolt can burn and even kill if it's too strong. So maybe how I experienced it was, you know, like as in the Knight of Wands or the Knight of Cups. It's maybe a combination of that. Somebody that experiences, like, falls in love easy and over, is in love with the idea of love, but never truly commits, kind of thing. Maybe that it felt like it was really passionate and came on really fast, but then I was looking for that same kind of feeling again in another face. You know what I mean? Another person. Because after it would grow old, maybe. All right, so how did I express love to others? How did I express love to others? Come on. How did I express love? How did I express love to others? How did I express love? How did I express my love to others? How did I express my love to others? Four of Swords. Wow. That's definitely a different take right there, isn't it? I mean, we were talking about, like, death and how I would help souls pass over, quite possibly. And this is someone that is reading to the dead. And also it said to, what was it? Like, honor my ancestors. That's what I was doing, was honoring my ancestors and bringing the living in connection with the ancestors, kind of thing. So I expressed my love perhaps in what I did. That's how I showed my love, was in these unions, these reunions of some sort. Maybe I did something with past lives and helped people. I don't know. That's interesting. I would love to know your thoughts too, please. So, how did I express love to others? How did I express love to others? Okay, we'll take the top. Oh my God. The Time Master. What does that say? 57. Time is a construct of the human mind through which life events are seen to... Let me put my glasses on again. I should just leave them on, right? Okay, time is a construct of the human mind through which life events are seen to flow in a straight line from past to future. This, however, is an illusion. Time moves in patterns, fractals, sometimes turning like a wheel and others moving straight as an arrow. Humans see time like a ticking clock, and this image reminds us that there is only so much of it to spend in a life, like a kind of currency. At any given moment, you can see time in all its infinite potential, at once vast and all-encompassing, then shrunken and finite. It all depends on perspective. Wow. So yet again, we have this time thing. And it not being linear. But, yeah, that's wild. Okay, so what did my love life look like? We'll see. This is such a big deck with all of them. What did my... You know what? Before I do that, let me cleanse this. Let me cleanse this. What did my love life look like in this life? This is where I have it, just several cards come out. Oh my God. Something just came to my mind. Give me more cards. Show me. Show me a story of what my life, my love life looked like. What did my love life look like? I feel like I should do six cards. Six being like that number of like harmony. What did my love life look like in that life, please? Wow. All right, so we've got I hope you feel my love, romantic love, delusional love. I don't think of you that way. I want you inside of me, sex and desire. I want to be yours. Obsessive love, I need to know what you're doing. Our journey together was planned. Soul contract. Okay, so immediately when this one came out, it made me think that perhaps one of the lives, this is what like popped in my head. One of the lives that I was in initially, or maybe when I was younger, maybe I was in love with somebody and maybe they had passed away, or maybe I had just lost them to another life. I'm thinking that I lost them. And then I just started being promiscuous at that point, because I was afraid to put my heart out there anymore. And these all show like different stories. So perhaps it was because of going through the different, sometimes I was male, sometimes I was female, sometimes I was going in between different timelines, that I experienced all different kinds of love. Because these are all clearly very different, right? Not that they couldn't all fit into a lifetime, they can. But that's what immediately I thought when this first one came out, that mixed with the promiscuous card and the perpetrator, maybe all these other ones after the one that I was destined to meet, or perhaps this came later in life kind of thing with this person. And this is what the rest of it kind of looked like, right? So, yeah, I'll be taking pictures of all that. So I think that's why it would also say perpetrator. Also because, and initially you just can't be so hard on yourself. And that's something that I'm learning. I automatically go for like the worst case scenario, right? So the first thing when I seen mine, hang on, let me pull it back up again. Yeah, perpetrator and injustice. On the injustice card, I got the perpetrator, but said I was promiscuous. So I think why I would be considered the perpetrator is because perhaps I, like, how do I say this? I like put myself into all of these other lives and never truly let anybody know who I really was. So I probably hurt a lot of people in the process of doing my spiritual job, but being selfish also because of maybe wanting to experience, maybe, I mean, love is selfish. Love is kind. Love is everything. That's why I created this deck, right? Love is so many different emotions and shows itself in so many different ways. And it's probably like the one thing that can send us crazy or happy or grounded or insane or whatever. So yeah, that's what it feels like. I don't think I was a perpetrator where I just knowingly wanted to hurt people, but at the same time, I did hurt people because I wasn't honest, even though maybe I couldn't be honest about what my role was, you know, and that I could only be with them for a short period of time, or I was just using them for sex or in order to feel something, because I think a lot of things stem from our childhood if we felt abandoned or whatever. But the most important thing in my life, I feel like, was what I did, like my mission kind of thing. So I'm going to put these all into my, all the cards. That's another thing. I don't really write out any of my lives until, this is all speculation. I put all my cards in and then I review it after I've done everything. And I save the message. I know some people have already done the message like in their first week. I save the message from my past life self to my current self after I have gone through all of my life, almost like reviewing it. Because one of the things that I believe when we pass and we go over onto the other side, I don't believe that we are judged by a council. I believe that we judge ourselves. So we go into like the Hall of Records or whatever, the Hall of Review after we pass. This is just my own personal beliefs or the way that I see it. And we review our life and we look at all of the things that we did in our life. And then we say, I think I could have done this better. So maybe I'll try this in this next life. And, you know, this, I'm happy with how that turned out. And, you know, I had closure, stuff like that. So I kind of look at it like that. But I also look at it as sometimes when a life is so traumatic that it can, we have to cocoon for a while. But anyways, that's another topic. So let me put these into my thing and then into my journal, and then we'll go on to the next one. All right, so now we're working on the last little bit for this particular video this week, and it's the trauma. So that is 4 questions. However, to go back to what my Uncover Your Past Lives reading said, and that my trauma was actually betrayal, and it was sexual minority under alternative sexuality. So let's see what that means. But I'm thinking that the betrayal bit was perhaps that, oh, that's why. Okay. So the person that I was contracted to be with and the person that I wanted to be with, I bet you that somebody that was in my community told that person that I had not confided the truth in, and told them about how I went back and forth. They felt betrayed. So another person betrayed me in revealing my secrets that I don't think I was allowed to tell. But regardless, I probably should have told. And or that I was promiscuous in these other lifetimes that I explored when I was supposed to be committed to one person and I lost that person. So maybe that's what that betrayal was about, or betrayal. So anyways, there's 4 questions here. How was I affected by this event, this betrayal? How did I deal with it? What did I learn from this? And how does this affect me now? So we're going to just keep on doing what we're doing, using the decks that we are. So, how was I affected? No, come on now. We're going to... How was I affected by this betrayal? Or how was I affected by this event? This betrayal event, this traumatic event. How was I affected by this traumatic event, this betrayal? How was I affected? It changed my life. It totally changed everything. As if dying. How did I die? Was it old age? Yeah. Oh my God. I just had a thought. I'll have to ask, but I'm not going to do that on camera just because of it is of a sensitive nature. Someone unaliving themselves, let's put it that way. All right. How was I affected by this event? Show me how I was affected by this event, this betrayal. Yep. I think the person that I was with, and I think this probably happened early on, and that's why a lot of things changed for me. Or it could have been towards the end, but I think that when the person found out, perhaps they did unalive themselves, and they were like my son. They were like the air that I breathed. They were like everything. And maybe that's when I started becoming not caring after that. Like more promiscuous and just used people, and just to, you know, just to feel some semblance of, I don't know. That's what I'm seeing so far. Because I'm thinking the sun, you know, that's like the center of somebody's universe. So it was the death of the center of my universe. That event caused me that kind of pain. So, how did I deal with it? How did I deal with it? Yeah. I just kept on living and doing what I was supposed to do, almost like it was a family business kind of thing. How did I deal with it? How did I deal with this? I'm just taking the top. Jaguar. Let's see what that says. What number is that? 28. Boy, that got me all teary-eyed. The thought of that, ooh, just gets me. The jaguar is the protector of all life in the Amazon, and in times of fear, she brings courage and certainty. Jaguar is at the top of the food chain and never becomes prey. With great stealth, she can track her mark from a distance and not be seen or heard. She moves gracefully through the jungle, relishing the abundance of the rainforest, fearless and at ease. Jaguar knows the ways beyond death and is the master of the shadows, blending invisibly between light and dark, night and day. And it kind of goes back to like how I sometimes would go between the different moon phases, it said, and light and dark. So some days I might be, you know, my faith might have been, or now this might have been like on the good side of it, and then sometimes on the bad side of it. You know what I mean? So, but I could imagine losing that one person. Okay. So I can imagine losing that one person and how it can affect everything else. So I'm trying to regain some composure because that is like my biggest fear in this life, which makes sense. All right, so let's go on to the next. So what did I learn from this? What did I learn from this traumatic event? That's weird, isn't it? Seven of Wands. I mean, more or less just keep on standing up for what you believe. And I wonder if that was part of the reason why that I traveled or chose to do the work of traveling back and forth and possibly dealing with the souls of people that have passed. Perhaps I was looking for that person again. I don't know. Let's see. What did I learn from this? And maybe also with it being the Seven of Wands, standing up for what is right, you know, even if it gets you in trouble. So maybe if I had told the truth to the other person, maybe that would have never happened. Wow. What did I learn from this? Oh my God. I'm telling you, you can just not make this shit up. I just got done saying that. 49, let me see. I was not expecting to have this kind of reaction. Soul retrieval is a practice that helps you recover a part of yourself, your energy, your enthusiasm, or your innocence that you have lost. At first, we'll use soul retrieval to recover from our hurts and heal our childhood wounds. Later, we learn to journey to recover our original nature, that self that never left the Garden of Eden, who still speaks to the rivers, to the trees, and to God. When we return to Eden, we are whole again. Okay, that's not exactly the way that I've seen it, but I mean for myself, but I've seen it maybe for helping other people, but maybe deep down it was about recovering me. You know what I mean? So, and then the last one, how does this affect me now? All right. How does this affect me now? How does this affect me now? How does this affect me now? Oh my God. Oh gosh. Okay, so you guys are getting this raw. The King of Pentacles is how I see my husband. not just because he is like the breadwinner, and it's just because he takes care of this family. He takes care of me. He gives me everything that I need, and I mean love and commitment, and he just shows me how much he loves me, and same vice versa. We are committed to each other. And in this lifetime, I told you that my son is in my seventh house, which is the house of others or of marriage and all that, right? And in the one card, it showed that we were meant to be together, right? So maybe there's a connection. Maybe he was the soul that I had lost, and he's in this life. Anyways, let's go on to the next. Let me pull it up again. How does this affect me now? Maybe it's affecting me now because my husband, it's the same soul that I lost is my husband now. How does this affect me now? How does this affect me now? Come on. How does this affect me now? The corn. Let's see what that means. I'm sorry, guys. I seriously need to blow my nose. Corn represents the mother of sustenance and tangible abundance. This symbol represents material prosperity in the world of form that provides stability and sustenance to many. There is more than enough. Well, the invitation. You planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked hard. Even in moments when you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the corn comes to honor this and show you a bountiful harvest. This is the time to reap the rewards of hard work and trust, whether those rewards are financial or the kind of prosperity measured in quality rather than quantity. You are so blessed when this symbol appears. Don't forget to share your good fortune. Yeah, wowza. So there you go, guys. Next week, we are going to be tackling how I died and my death. The lessons in that lifetime. And a final message from my past life self to my current self. Okay? So I'm going to put this in my planner, and then I'll show you my planner really quick. As I said, I don't fill in anything until after I have gotten my message and everything. So all you're going to see right now is just preliminary me putting in all of my stuff, because then I really go back at the end when I've got all of the cards laid out, when I've got all my cards on the table, and that's when I weave my web, right? So I'll be right back. Okay, so just showing you, here's the faith. I put all of my cards on this back page, and I'll do my right up here. Maybe put a picture here. It depends on how much space I need. I mean, the beautiful thing is I can always go really small with my print on these, and then, you know, blow it up if I need to, which I do quite often. So there's where my cards. I still got to put my numbers in and any kind of decor I decide to put in. And here's like all my love cards. And here is all my trauma cards. So there you go, guys. I was not expecting to feel that the way that I did, but I mean, definitely understand why. I mean, even with like the second one here, it was the death of, you know, how it affected this event, the death of like my son, right? Which was, and whenever, like I said, whenever I've looked at even Gemini being like destined together, I think that we were soul contracted, and that is shown by my son being in my 7th house of partners and like long-term relationships, right? And like I said, we've been together for 34 years. So, yeah, I mean, that just like, as soon as I seen that, it just like really hit home and floodgates opened and everything else kind of like made more sense. So, anywho, I look forward to seeing what everyone else is pulling up in their lives, and maybe this helps me understand why I have such a fear, because I've had so many dreams over the years. I mean, so many dreams of different scenarios of Gemini and like different lifetimes and stuff. And even us going through different dimensions together, like on a bus going through different dimensions together and stuff. Just wild. And maybe that's also why I feel so close. Like I've said before, like when he's got something wrong with him physically, I feel it in my body. He is my sunshine, you know? So that really hit me hard. So thank you for spending this week with me, and I am sending you love always.